Brendan here with Sons of Speed, and you guys have really liked the videos we've done on the how-tos, so we're going to bring you another one today on how to change the oil on a 2.0 turbo. It can be for Audi or for Volkswagen. Audi Volkswagen Group uses this engine in a lot of cars. Today we're going to do it on a 2015 Audi A3. Do us a favor right away. Could you please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment below. Let us know what it is you'd like to see us bring you in these how-to videos in this series, and we'll try to bring them to you. But today you're going to need a few things for changing the oil on an Audi 2.0 liter turbo car. One, you're going to need a large crescent wrench. There's also a specific size socket. We'll put that down here in the description. But you're going to need a large socket wrench to get the oil filter loose under the engine. Everything is done up top. You don't have to put it up on a rack. That's the nice thing about this oil change. You're going to need an oil extractor. This is what they do with the dealership. They don't put the car up on a rack anymore. There's belly pans that they'd have to take off. It would be a lot of work, so they just suck the old oil out through the dipstick. So get yourself a good oil extractor. And again, we're going to put all the links to the items down in the description, so take a look. You're going to need 6 quarts of Castrol's 5W40. That's synthetic. That's straight out of the factory recommendations. You're going to need yourself an oil filter. And then a good pair of gloves. These are really the best ones that we've found that they don't tear, they work really well, and out of all the ones that we've gone through over the years, these seem to be the best ones. And then you're going to want eye protection as well. That's very important anytime you're working on the car. So the first thing you want to do is get it warmed up. We've done that already. Let's pop the hood. Let's get going. Alright, so once you get under the hood, you're going to need to take this engine cover off. Start at the back left. It's just popped on with a couple clips, so it just pulls right off, not too hard. Set that aside, and there's your 2.0 engine. It looks a lot different with the cover on it, doesn't it? So first thing you want to do, here's your oil fill. We're going to loosen that, and just so the air can get through there, it'll help with the draining process. Okay, then you're going to want to pull the dipstick. Just have a paper towel handy so you don't make a mess out of things. And set the dipstick aside as well. Then you get your oil extractor. And what you're going to do is just insert the tube as far down as it'll gently go. You'll feel it'll hit the bottom and start to curve in. That's kind of where you want to be. And then make sure you're all sealed in tight and just start to pump. And you can see right here that the oil is going to start traveling up the tube. All right. Now once it starts going, you don't have to keep pumping. It's going to continue with the vacuum pressure pulling the oil out. Every once in a while you may have to go back and just reset the pressure, but you're not going to have to continuously pump this the whole time. So you can kind of get this going, and once it's full, for this car, this size canister will hold all of the oil. So you don't have to worry about it filling up before and overspilling or anything like that. But if you're ever doing this kind of an oil change on something that's a lot of a bigger capacity engine, you might have to stop in between and empty the oil out of this canister. But we're going to let this go, and we're going to let it fill up. As you can see, it's already starting to fill up at the bottom there. And once we've extracted all the oil, then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so at some point you're going to hear this kind of gurgling noise. It's because it's running out of oil to extract. You do want to move the tube around. I don't know if you can hear that. Sounds like a drain running, which is good. But you do want to move it around and make sure we're getting all of the oil out. So this stuff's coming up clean. And while that's going, we can loosen and start to change the oil filter. Righty tighty, lefty loosey means you have to actually go left. Sometimes I'm a little backwards. You just got to work with me, folks. Alright, so have some paper towels or some other rags around, because this is just going to get a little messy. And then somewhere to put the old filter when you get it out is a good idea as well. Pull that straight up. There's a little plunger in there. And what I'm going to do is just put this over here. I'm going to bring it over to the collector. There's a couple things you need to know here. So this plunger stays. This is the oil filter. This is what needs to come out. And just kind of work it out. There you go. So that's going to be replaced. There's also a little O-ring here, and what you might need is a screwdriver, a little flathead screwdriver. Just kind of get that off. Just get it started and work it off. There's your new oil filter kit should have one of those. Once you're done in here, if you think you're done there, you can bring the tube over and collect out of the by the filter. There's going to be a little bit of oil in there. You can just collect out of there as well. Let's go ahead and reinstall the oil filter. And what you want to do is get your housing. You're going to just plop the new filter on. Doesn't matter which way, it's going either way. Make sure it's seated down where the old one was, so you'll feel it's hitting rock bottom. Then you want to put the new ring on, but before you just go ahead and plop it on there, you want to get a little bit of oil on the new O-ring. So just take a little bit of oil on your finger. Better safe than sorry there. And just coat your new O-ring with the fresh oil. And go ahead and slip that back on. It's going to be a little tight. And you want to seat it in this channel here, right below the threads. I'll go down here, it belongs right there. And just clean up the outside of the canister, and you're ready to reinstall the filter. Just kind of hold the filter in place with your finger, line the plunger up, you got it in there. It should. Go ahead and tighten down. Okay, so I've hand tightened it as far as that will go. You just want to check the tightness. You don't want to break this, so just give it a little nudge. Make sure it's nice and snug. You can't really undo it very easily with your fingers, and that should do it for the filter. The next and final step in the under the hood process is going to be to fill with our new oil. Now, we talked to Audi, and they said for this motor in this year, it's 5.8 quarts should be the appropriate fill amount. So the way you do that is you do about 5 and a little bit more, and you start checking the oil in the dipstick. So let's put 1 quart in, and you can go ahead and replace the dipstick at this point so that you can start checking the oil on that when we get to 5. Just be sure to check down here. If you pour it straight down the hole or too quickly, you can cause it to come out the bottom. You don't want to do that. So it's best to pour it onto the side of the funnel at a slower speed and give it time to get down into the motor. Okay, so we're going to check the oil one last time here and see how we did. Okay, so you can see the hash. We're still not there yet, so we're going to add a little bit more. And that's really the only reason you can't just dump 5.8 quarts of oil in, is that you might not have taken all the old oil out. If you didn't do that right, you're going to overfill, and overfilled engines do not operate well. You will do damage to your engine if you overfill it. Okay, looks like we're good. So we're full up. Always a good idea to check your oil every time you fill with gas. Put that cap back on. All right, so after you put the oil cap back on, you want to put this back on. It simply snaps into these posts. So there's one post here, and there's another post here. So another post here and another post here. Easiest way to do it is the one that's closest to you. If you can feel for it, get that in there. Be careful if your manifold's hot. But they all line up. Just give it a little push. You're done. The last step is to just reset on the inside. We're going to reset the oil life monitor. And then you're done. Just continue to check the oil every time you fill up the car. It's always a good idea after you check after you change the oil to check it within about a couple days. Just make sure nothing's awry. Check underneath the car. Make sure nothing's leaking. And but otherwise, that's it. So let's go inside and reset the oil life monitor, and we'll be done. You're going to hit Menu. You're going to go to Car. Okay. Then you want Car Systems, which is the lower left. Service and Control. Service Intervals. Reset Oil Change Interval. Yes. And you should be done. So that's how you change the oil in a 2015 Audi A3 2.0 turbo. It'll also apply to Volkswagens as well with that same engine in it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please click that subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Give us a comment. Let us know how you think we're doing, what else you want to see us work on, and we'll see you in the garage next time.
Alright, thanks for watching, and don't forget to click that subscribe button right there. And check out the rest of our channel for more great videos.